Okay, we're live on YouTube now. Good evening, everyone. Hello, Dan. Hello, Giovanna. Hello, Heen. Hey, Jeffifer. Jill. Good to see you. Hello, Venerable Damcho and Venerable Tenzin Lamo. Hello, Sandra. Hello, Karma. Welcome, Nico. Hi, Laura. Hi, Mary. Hi, Karma. Geshe is here.
Oh, please have a seat. Yeah, Lamrim.
Well, let's start by reciting the 7 limb prayer. Gosum gupe gone chatselo ngesham yitu chetim malubu tomene saditun tam cheshak Kepa gewa nam la sheirang. Korwa matom bardu le june. Dola cherki kolo korwa dong. Da zhengen nam jiang chu chen bornyo. Then the short mandala offering. Saji perki shuxing metong tam ni rablin shi ni de gen pader sangye jing du mi de hua hido kunam dak jing la che pa sho je zeng lama tam pa kenam ki chu ku kala ken se chu jin ti chi da sam pe du she zima la shop get cherky Sharpa wap to so idam guru ratnamadalakam niryatayami.
Sanje Chodan Soje Chonam La Chanju Pardon Dane Jablo Dage Chushe Jebe Sonam Je Andola Penje Sanje Andola Sho Sanje Chodan Soje Chonam La Chanju Pardon Dane Jablo Je Dage Chushe Jebe Sonam Je Dola Penje Sanje Andola Sho Sanje Chodan Soje Chonam La Chanju Pardon Dane Jablo Je Dage Chushe Jebe Sonam Je Andola Penje Sanje Dola Sho Pada Lamrim Lamrim Je Oboda Jajila So Chushe Chola Chawa Jaba Nama Sanje Sura Rado Shinde Je Ida Sheshe Tambe Chunye Jine Adamola Adamola Dowa Kunja Nono Jazaba Tamje Kendo Dage Chudu No Kangeto Tambe Chunye Tenzeba Godam Jana Chance Oh yeah. Oh no. Morning, Venerable Tenzin Lamo. Good morning, Amula. Good morning, Venerable Kelsang. Lobsang Tamje. Good morning. Good morning. Good evening, Jane. Good evening, Jennifer. Good evening, Joanna. President Centra, Alex. Good evening, Cameron, Paul. Good evening, Nicole. Good evening, Jill. Good evening, Karma. Good evening, Mary. Good evening, Patti, Panditji. Good evening, Laura. Good evening, Hen. Please have a seat, Hen. Have a seat. Good evening, Ryan. Good evening, Nomasi. Good evening, Chitra Matra. Good evening, Lou. Good evening, Amy Pets. Good evening, Michelle Hill. Anybody watching on YouTube, good evening. Oh, yeah. So we are in the sections where I did explain the intensive, like making intensive offerings. In order to liberate ourselves from the result of our actions. So this is the not only way, this is the one way to do. So this is a very traditional way to do. Before you confess, you make offerings. So we are at the section of offerings. Okay, so this chapter, the main point of this chapter is how that we have choice. We don't have to live with our bad feeling caused by three door body, spirit, mind. So then other hand, till we be completely liberated, everybody make mistakes here and there. So we don't have to live with our mistake. We can be free from our mistake. So this is like technically what is called confession or purifications. Okay. So now here, like making like food offerings. It's not like that we don't make offerings. We do make offerings. If you are, I say, you don't hear much in the sutta and the path, but Vajra and the path, because you yourself already been generated as a deity in the morning till you dissolve mandala. So then everything you drink or eat, and like that with the intentions to making offerings to oneself. So that's already been there. It's not just making offering to yourself. It's not something that I just made it up. It's already been in the Vajrayana teachings. So we do make offering. Then like we probably also visit cemeteries, bringing flowers, all of that. So pretty much the same idea, same thing. So now here I'm making food offering. So generally speaking, making offering is the direct antidote of stinginess or miserliness. So did I pronounce correctly, Nili? Miserliness?
Absolutely, Geshe.
Miserliness. So, when you look at the teaching of the seven limb, first, the prostrations is the direct antidote for pride. Not talking about the divine pride. Divine pride is necessary in order for you to succeed in Vajrayana practice. The divine pride is necessary. The regular pride, throwing yourself on the ground in front of the holy object, is the direct antidote for the pride. For the second knowledge, because we do recite seven limb prayer every Wednesday night class. So the second limb is like offerings, is the direct antidote for miserliness or stinginess. Third limb, confession, is the direct antidote for, the negative karma. So then after that is the fourth limb is rejoice. Rejoice is the direct antidote for jealousy, for the second knowledge. So it's good to know. So they're requesting tuning the wheel of Dharma. Any karma they created, negative karma they created, associated with conventional Dharma or ultimate Dharma. Conventional Dharma such as teachings, teachings from a book or audio, whatever that might be. So they're requesting that person to remain long as possible, so that any particular karma created associated with that particular person that you're requesting to remain a long time, and the karma will be purified. Okay, so these are the seven limb. So good to know. So now here, Geshe sadung nazo jeba is. I should not tell over. Geshe jeba likara. So anyway, so food and drink and so on and so forth, sadung, different colors, different taste, different aroma, different taste. Sashu namje Jawa seje tela boch was. Sashu, I don't understand the word Sashu. Sa, so that should be. Anyway, so now here, like you are making offerings, food and drinks, different color, different taste, different aroma, the best, then you make offering to the, as I said, you can also make an offering to yourself, your Buddha nature, your future enlightenment, and of course Buddha Dharma Sangha, and your teacher, the whom you receive teaching directly, or the lineage Lama, teacher, all of that. And mentally, you can create more merit by thinking, even you're offering one piece of fruit in front of your altar, physically it's just one fruit, mentally it's like not that small, it's beautiful, it's like free from all the defect, color, taste, the aroma, the smell, everything, shape, completely pure, and not just one, millions, and in front of each Buddha and Bodhisattva, in all the directions, time-wise, not just today, all the time till you reach full enlightenment. So then you create, mentally you create, so much merit. Vajrayana teaching there, what you do, you just manifest it. From your heart chakra, you manifest it, offering goddess of sound, goddess of smell, goddess of taste, goddess of sound, taste, and goddess of, like tactile, you manifest it. Limitless number of days, you manifest it from your heart and make offerings. So then you dissolve. You can do that one by one. First the sound, then the form, shape, color. First form, shape, color, all of that. Then second sound, then smell, taste, then tactile, you manifest from your heart. So then there's a hand mudra. So the right hand go inside, the left hand go outside, and you snap your finger. So then mentally what's happening, in your mind what's happening, you are manifesting. Then like right hand go out, left hand come in, so then you dissolve back to your heart chakra. So that's has been done. So that's why you manipulate limited number to create much merit as possible. So that's why, okay? So now that's the number 7. So now number 8. Number 8 is like offering a light. Seji, Pema, Sardu, Nawa is Rinjedumenum watches. Ne Seji, Pema, Sardu Nawat. So now you don't see here, but when you go, particularly especially when you go to Tibet, the monastery. So they have this. You see the butter lamp on my altar, but these are like not gold. These are fake. These are made out of plastic. So the shape, traditionally, that container is filled with the butter. Butter. In the middle, there's wax. So that container in Tibet is made out of solid silver decorated with the gold. Sometimes there's solid gold. You are trying to offer in the best precious metal. As I mentioned last Wednesday, when you have a guest, you try to put out, probably if you have important guests, then you put out all the best, like cups and plates, to please or to show respect, show respect to the guest, so offering them the best plate, best cup, or similar idea, same idea, the offering to the holy object that you want to offer them the precious metal, such as silver, gold, things like that. So then, of course, in Tibet, so now in the modern time, there's all kind of conversation. Oh, it's not a good idea. Create so much smoke, it's not good for your health. Before people are totally devoted to Dharma. So I don't like they burn incense inside the house. I think it's okay in like Tibet or my monastery is okay because all the windows are 24 hours, pretty much 12 hours, pretty much is open. Here in the West, all the windows been completely sealed up. Nobody really opened the window. So then burning incense probably, making butter lamp offerings probably does create. So nowadays, so they built separate, like small, like butter lamp house outside the monastery where they, light up in the Tibet, like generation by generation, it's all happening inside the house. So now this is not the making light offerings. So when you then look at the light offering prayer composed by Master Atisha, it's a beautiful one. So the light itself is not small. He's small, but the mental is like huge. It's like biggest mountain. Or you could visualize it's like biggest universe. Why you do that? Because we need tons of merit in order to experience shunyata. Without merit, it's very difficult, even difficult to intellectually have good understanding of what is shunyata is kind of hard, but experiencing that requires a lot of merit. So we need all the merit that we can get. We need all the merit in order for us to succeed, in order to gain experiential understanding of what is shunyata, which will cut the root of all our problems, completely cuts all our root of all our problems and complications will be completely eliminated if you experience shunyata. Even just, like wondering what is shunyata. So when you throw the piece of glass on the floor, it kind of shatters. Even just wondering what is shunyata, your negative karma will be shattered like glass on the floor. I think Nagarjuna said, Master Nagarjuna said that. Maybe Ratnawali or Precious Garden, somewhere there. So we need to create, we need to get all the merit that we need. We need lots of merit. So then that light itself is not small, and merit is huge. So now the wax, wick, not wax, wick. Wick is like big as Mount Mary. It's not something small. So now number, you may be offering one light. Physical is one, mental is millions. Millions of light in front of each Buddha and Bodhisattva, object-wise, time-wise, not just today, all the time till you reach enlightenment. You created, physically you offer one light, mentally you created merit offerings, millions of light in front of each Buddha and Bodhisattva. So that's why if you know, so you will end up create more merit. If you don't know how to think, so then probably there will be less merit. So then the illumination of the light, what are supposed to visualize? Illumination of light, display the ignorance from tip of samsara all the way to bottom of samsara. The beings, main force of driving all this complication, why we experience all this complication problem, due to ignorance. So the ignorance will be eliminated sooner or later. In a practical level, when you think about, a lot of mistakes have been made, not knowing, not necessarily made it intentionally. A lot of them we make mistake, not knowing. So much mistakes have been made in the computers, not knowing how to use the computer. So similar, not knowing. I'm not sure. Some people say ignorance is bliss. Bless. Huh? Do you?
Bliss. Ignorance is bliss.
So you also agree that? Do you also agree with that? Or
In the context of that saying, it means if something bad has happened, you're happier if you don't know about it. But I think overall in a Dharma context, no, I don't agree.
is there a difference between not knowing or ignorance? Same thing. Difference between not knowing and ignorance. Yeah. Anyway, just wondering. Sometimes you see the ignorance is bliss, so makes you think like. Anyway, so the illumination of the light. What kind of like what we should visualize mentally, so that illumination of light display the ignorance of each and every living being from tip of samsara all the way down to the samsara. So that Lama Adisha composed this, beautiful. Not just that, then you wish may they able to see all the Buddhas and the Bodhisattva. May they able to see, or may be able to see all the Buddhas and Bodhisattva. Together with the pure land, all the pure land. So now this good-looking lights that you may be offering on the altar, good-looking light. So then you're offering that, as I said, like not just one particular object on the altar, millions and millions of them from the 10 directions. So your teacher, the deities, whatever deity yoga practice you do, darkness, Dharma protectors, all of that, not just one particular object. Buddha Dharma Sangha, your teacher, lineage, Lama, Dakinis, Dharma protectors, all your deities, all of that. Together with the mandala associated with this particular deities. Mandala means it's like house of deity. It's like house of deity. It's the palace of deity. There's the mandala. What mandala is, there's the house of the deity. So then right after that, then you are wishing my begin with this life, mother. Then included each and every living beings. You're wishing them to able to access all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas from the 10 territories, able to see them. Not just this life, many more life in the future till they reach enlightenment. So this is all meditation. Because why is meditation? Because you are thinking. It's not just putting something there. It's meditations. That's why I'm saying meditation doesn't have to be sit down. You are lighting the candle. Same time you are meditating. After you are lighting the candle, then you are standing there or whatever you do. Basically, you are meditating based on this one single offering. You're meditating. You're making huge. Yeah. So you look at the Lama Atisha's light offerings, prayer composed by Lama Atisha's beautiful one. So then you could read a couple of times, then you get ideas, You don't have to remember every word. If you can remember every word, if you can memorize, that's very good news. If you cannot memorize, then, you get some ideas. If you read every day, maybe, maybe after like 100 days, maybe you all probably know by heart. It's not that, okay? So, so these are all like helping us to create the vast amount of merit, which is very much needed in order to us to succeed in our spiritual path. The merit is very much needed. So that's why, the great master Lama Atisha, composed this prayer for us to create vast amount of merit. Okay. Oh yeah. So then Lamula, there, please read the 4 lines. 1, 2 lines associated with the food and drink. Then next 2 lines associated with the light offerings. Can you read that, please?
Yes, verse 16, as well as celestial delicacies, including a variety of foods and drinks. Verse 17, I offered them jeweled lamps arranged on golden lotus buds.
So celestial delicacies, celestial delicacy. We probably eat this limited number of times, don't remember. It's not like we never had. We had that celestial delicacy many times, don't remember. But their cloth is like, if you put it in your palm, if you release, it becomes like huge. I'm not sure about the celestial delicacy. I'm not sure what probably they are. I don't think formless realm, desire realm, a realm that we are part of, desire realm, form realm. When you say 3 realm in Buddhism, desire realm, formless realm. Form realm, there's 4 layers. Formless realm, there's 4 layers. So there's no delicacy. There's no delicacy. They don't eat. they are full with. How you say? When you think about the food, they are like gross, not in the sense it's like bad way, subtle and gross. There's a gross food, they're like something you can touch and drink, something physical for gross food. Then there's mental food. You don't have to eat, just knowing that you have something kind of like, I guess, fills you up in desperate time. So just knowing that you have probably, just knowing that you have like cookies in your, what do you call that? People, they put things, pantry. Just knowing that you have cookies in the pantry, probably you don't need. Maybe there's a desperate time, I'm not sure, like desperate time, probably just knowing there's something to eat kind of keeps you alive quite a while. You don't have to eat, just knowing that you have something to eat. That's called mental food. So the best one, that's called thing is the same is like the food of concentrations, the power of concentrations. That you get, you kind of like physical fills up, you don't need to eat because there's so much like energy that's produced by concentration, single point in meditations. You don't have to eat. So form realm, probably they probably live with energy that's created by concentrations. So they don't have to eat gross food. So now, formless realm, there's nothing to eat. There's no form. There's not really nothing to eat. So now desire realm, so there, and when you go to each of them, so then you kind of get some idea what you eat. You get some kind of ideas. So then within the desire realm, there's like 7 celestial realm. Is part of our realm, 7 celestial realm, which is part of the desire realms. They are probably, maybe they have like celestial delicacy, or they're like some kind of fruit or whatever they eat, so fruit or something like that. So I don't have like, nobody asked me about the celestial, so far nobody asked me about the celestial delicacy. So that's a good thing because I don't have not much knowledge about celestial delicacy. So it is what I know, celestial delicacy is part of desire realm in the celestial realm. Not the form realm, there's no delicacy, there's no food. In desire realm, in there, probably some kind of fruit or something like that. Now the number 9 is like offering the place to live. What they say in English? Amula, what they say in English?
Palaces.
Palaces? Oh, Sashi terwa peji yubates medo yon siman dambachis. Shame portan tuya yon des. Mudi rinji jenchang ze barwa. Paya namki jenju teta jan tuje rashi chela uarchis. Yeah, so basically the best house like. Sashi leba tewa peji yubate medo yidon siman dambachis. The ground is like very event, not like an event, very event. And there's like, what do you call like, flower petals on the ground, many of them flower petals, many of them. Shame kanje podana hamun namchi teya nyama yidong them bas. Modi da rinje dume jinji uchama zebo na yobawa. Payeji tengi nangwa zebo cheba namgi jindu chuba tedanja tuje chihajino. So basically it's the best of the best, the palace, okay? Why we do that? We need merit. Oh. So now the number 9, so number 10. So there's nothing much to say. Number 10 is like Rinje Duze Seji Yuwaches. some kind of umbrella, offering some kind of umbrella to protect from the, literally means protecting from the heat. But and there's deeper meaning underneath it, the deeper meaning according to eight auspicious symbol, underneath the deeper meaning protecting from like negative deeds, protecting from negative deeds and afflictions. Rinje do the seji yuwa je koju jinji number yuwa je ibla tana duba dewa ya tado tuwa na uwa che. So now you see the tradition, like probably you have seen like same thing Tibetan, when there's High Lama, then they bring some kind of umbrella made out like silk. And not just Tibet tradition, there's other tradition, they do the same thing. A long time ago, you know, there's yeah, when you look at the history, so there's a lot of them there. So that's basically offering that. There's number 10, nothing more to say. Now the number 11 is like the music. Tele shaye kan tele shenya chebezo. Romu yang de yang yi yuon de. Simje dunga simje de. Tinam suzu ne chuchi. Yeah, Kamala, can you read the number 10 about the house and the banner? So this is like picture. Two stanza and 2.5 stanza, 2.5 stanza, 2.5 stanza.
Upon land sprinkled with scented water, I scatter delicate flower petals. To those who have the nature of compassion, I offer palaces resounding with melodious hymns, exquisitely illuminated by hanging pearls and gems that adorn the infinities of space. Eternally shall I offer to all the Buddhas jeweled umbrellas with golden handles and exquisite ornaments embellished to the rims, standing erect, their shapes beautiful to behold.
So now the number 11 is like offering music. So now, see, sometimes you see here too, like people bring this like drum and like what they call drummer. People sit around and they do all kinds of, everybody's like hitting the drum. There's many different kind of drum. Zanga means zanga is like one that you hit from the side to side, not like this side to side. That's called zanga. So then, you know, so in a hand mudra, so you, when you say like, when you make, of course, like, I'm not sure that how that probably, why they don't use physical music, you know. So in my monastery, there's 3,500 monks. If all of them use like drums, so probably it doesn't sound very good. So you do, you know, hand mudra, when you do offerings, you do, this is the hand mudra, that's for like drum, you know, something like this is a hand mudra. So anyway, so now that what we are learning here, now, if you are playing music, singing a song, it can be transferred into offerings. It doesn't have to be something mundane, it can be something spiritual. So you can just, you know, listen to music, play music, you know. So it can, you know, of course, in the Vajrayana tradition, there's very significant meanings beyond those instruments. There's very significant meaning. It's not just instrument. So, Zangala so moment you hear the music, if you can visualize, if you can think, the moment they hear that music does eliminate all the sufferings and to fulfill all their wishes. If you can think something like that, then this become like part of offerings. It's become part of offerings. Who said that? The Mahasa Shanti Deva said. Mahasa Shanti Deva said. Oh. So this is important here, the point here. Tuba Samji, moment you hear, just hearing the music, if you are thinking, somebody else here, you can do the same thing. If you are hearing, no thinking, if you are hearing somebody else's music, if you can keep that kind of mindset, moment you hear, the moment you hear, eliminates all the sufferings and fulfill all the wishes, positive wishes, not negative wishes, all the positive wishes. Oh, so then now, listening music, singing song have some meaning, As I mentioned in Vajrayana teaching, all the instrument has a lot of meaning. So that's that one. Number 11. So number 12 now. Tamju kunjo tamje da cheden namdo kusula rinjeme do laso char jumi chaba baba. That's the important one. Tamju dharma kunjo treasure jewel refers to Buddha Dharma Sangha. Cheden stupa. If you think there's probably thousands and thousands of them, of just in Tibet. So now in India, the ones they all built during the Buddha's lifetime, maybe after like 600 years, 400 years, 1,000 years, so much stupa has been built during Buddha's lifetime. Then after Buddha's parinirvana, maybe after 400 years, many of them built. After 600 years, and many of them built. So then after nowadays, there's so many stupas, even in India and Nepal, Tibet, Burma, Thailand, Cambodia, Laos, Japan, China, Vietnam, there's many been stupas built. So in Tibet, all the statues, Tibetan tradition, all the statues and stupas have been filled with the precious, like all kind of mantra associated with the head. Mantra is every part has a mantra, different mantras. All the statues and the stupas have been completely filled. So one thing I can say that many now, almost more than 10 years ago, built this 35 feet enlightenment stupa in Patagonia, on the mountain in Patagonia. So the benefactor is, of course, one of my students funded that stupa. So then that stupa, inside the stupa, this entire Buddha's teaching sitting there, entire Buddha's teaching sitting there. Yeah, they caused so many obstacles, like getting all the texts from India to Nepal to here to all the way to Patagonia. There's so much happened. But anyway, so that stuff has been so many people from the locals, they come there. And that's exactly what I want, You don't have to say anything. So if they come down there, to guide them how to go around. So, so then just going around, so they create this very specific merit called Tapachadu Geza, is like merit that similar to liberations. They create merit. And sometimes gaucho, cowboy, in America you call cowboy. So they come with a horse. They're kind of lazy, they don't get out of the horse, but they ride the horse and go around the stupa, doesn't matter. Horse create merit, they create merit. Many people mention to me, so when they come down there, they feel so peace in their mind. So I'm not surprised. Why they feel peace? Because entire Buddha's teaching sitting there. There's the power of the Buddha's teaching is what they feel. Because Buddhism is all about compassion, loving kindness, compassion, caring other living beings. So can you imagine middle of nowhere in Patagonia. So this 35 feet inline stupa has been built. So, people go around there, so they feel good. So, so then many all over the world, there are so many stupas as built. So then, of course, the teachings, in this house, there's many teachings, the all entire Lama Tsongkhapa's teachings, Lama Tsongkhapa and his two main disciples, all the teachings here, and at the Kadamba Center, entire Buddha's teaching is sitting on the altar, plus all the Lama Tsongkhapa and his 2 main disciple teachings are there. So when people come to the center, just seeing them, they create imprint there. But that's the reason why I invited all this teaching from India to place into the altar of the Kadamba Center. So, like, I don't believe they create any karma just seeing me there every week. But when they come there, at least they see all this holy object, the teachings. So it makes me feel good because they do create some positive merit, just being that environment. And if they go around the center, so then they create a lot of merit. So their time is not wasted. Oh. So that's my biggest concern. Whenever they come to the center, I worry I'm going to waste their time. So now, stupas are built, all the teachings there. So if they go around, so they create merit. Their time is not waste. Children and the kuzo, the statues, so then you are not meant, when you're any offering there, you're making it home, you're making it all of them. So they can imagine like mentally how much merit you create. And you have probably no clue how many stupas there. I have no clue. You probably same, you have no clue, but there's many of them there. Mentally, you are making offering to all of them. Can you imagine that how much merit you create? So there's, advice given by Master Shantideva to us to create more merit. Jumichaba Baba shows. All these offerings pour down like rain all the time, not just today, all the time, till you reach enlightenment. See? So we need to learn. So now we are learning. So now we already learn. So see, the appreciation go to Master Shantideva, his like compassion, kindness to all the living beings. Because of the kindness of Shantideva, that's probably exactly what Shantideva does all the time, thinking like offering pour down like rain on Buddha Dharma Sangha, all the stupa, all the statue, all the teaching, all of that creates so much merit. Okay? This is so then so Lamula, now can you read this, please? No, creating merit is not that difficult, not that difficult. Not that difficult, but it's easy. But it requires some effort, some dedication, some motivation. Okay.
Verse 20. In addition, may a mass of offerings resounding with sweet and pleasing music, like clouds that appease the misery of all, each remain for as long as necessary. 21. And may a continuous rain of flowers and precious gems descend upon the reliquaries and the statues and upon all the jewels of Dharma.
Yeah. You're reading this, you get ideas. So now you already have ideas. If that idea is not really precise or like details, then probably it will help if you memorize this stanza. It's just only 4 lines. It's only 4 lines. Then you can say Tamje Kunjo, Tamjeta, Chuden, the Kuzola, Rejemedo, Lasso, Jumichewa, Papa. Then you can meditate. It just this. If you remember the word, then the word guided you, then it's become like wonderful guided meditations, just sitting probably in front of the lake, inside somewhere in the wood or the park, or like your front porch or the back porch, sipping a cup of tea and doing like productive meditations. They are right there creating so much merit. Rather has to run here, run there, just sitting very comfortably. This is the perfect opportunities. So please make sure that we don't every day something is otherwise it will be great lost. Every day something that you do something that has ripple of benefit, many more life in the future. Don't just do only things that for this life. Don't just do that. Don't just do things that only benefit this life. This is not very special. The animal does that too. The rabbit, the bird. Everybody take care of this life pretty well. No, it's not nothing special about. So So this is the best opportunities. Now, health-wise, pretty good. This is the best opportunity. This is the best opportunity. Make sure this opportunity doesn't slip through your hand by doing nothing. So that will be great loss, huge loss. Every day, something you do that has ripple of benefit, many more life in the future, many more life in the future, you know. So now just that stanza, just sitting comfortably in your like the park, in the oceans, you do go to vacation, you know, so it's good to have something to think and not just stare at the wave of the ocean. So there's probably maybe after 30 minutes you get bored. So, you know, like you just think there, if you just guided meditation about offerings, you just say the stanza and think right there on your vacation, understand, on your vacation, in front of this, you know, in front of the ocean, you create so much merit just there, so much merit, so much merit. Tamji kunjo, tamji da jiden chuden nam da kuzulas. Benje me do laso char yumichi baba shu. Close your eye, just pause. You create so much merit, so much merit. Oh. So that's kind of like summary. Oh. So then can you, you already read, Tamula, read that? You already read? Yeah, I think you already read this.
Yes, I did. I can read it again.
No, so now it's okay. So no need. Lana may be true, but now it's come to the new section here. Making offering, there's nothing above. All those offering there's something above that. So this offering is called Lana may be true, means there's nothing above. So we'll find out there's nothing above. Chida jamia laso be jawan namla chue zeba teshin dagi tishishi ombosa na chenam chues. Chida jamia da kundu sambulo sobo on tobe chanju sambo namji chida chube ze namga da kawa tuni jawan namla chuba zeba teshin do dagi ja tishin shaba hamin namji ombosa da cheba chuba jiwo so jamia manju shuri and Bodhisattva Samadha Bhatra, the way they make offerings, you know, like when they make offering, what they think, how they think. Like that. So then Bodhisattva Samadha Bhatra offering based on Sudayana path, Bodhisattva Samadha Bhatra offering based on Tantrayana path. Oh. I think I already explained it. I already explained. You remember? I already explained. Pamela, you remember? Bodhisattva Samatha Bhatra offering? So please share if you probably have notes, share with them. So you could say like yeah, so in the Vajrayana teaching, when it's come to offering, there's so many of them. There's so many of them, you know. So there's not enough time to go through all of them. I think in the Sutta about you visualize Bodhisattva Samadha Bhatra holding a precious jewel. So then from there, the many like Bodhisattva Samadha Bhatra manifested in holding a precious jewel. So then basically multiply. So then, you know, like what do you call in English, like sky of offerings. Vast as sky of offerings. Oh, offering not just to think, you know, so think like feel entire universe. Feel what is the cause for you? Nothing. What you create is a huge merit. So that's how the Bodhisattva Samadha Bhatra and Bodhisattva Manjushri, when they make offering, their mind is so extensive when it comes to offering. They can think much more bigger than probably we do. So we are learning what is Bodhisattva Samadha offerings. Okay, so that. Oh, didn't the nothing much. Kunjo talas medo paje medo large da medo could be vesera the medo nazo kundu tamjin dani chimotela. That Javachi chesum batarosa. So then now maybe next time, so maybe we have special class than just to talk about offerings. So then there, so then probably go through all the digital offerings. Okay. So now okay, Ramula, can you read that?
In the same way as Manju Gosha and others have made offerings to the conquerors, similarly do I bestow gifts upon the Tathagatas, the protectors, their children and all.
So Manju Gosha and Manju Shri, same thing. Don't get confused, same thing. But of course, like if you get confused, I don't blame because there's two different words, but meaning same thing. Okay. So now that now complete the offering part. That's completed offering part. The offering part is completely done. So now the second one is like prostrations. Prostrations, paying homage, physically, verbally, mentally. Oh, Yunzen Jazo Namla Da, Teya Yangla Janzo Teya Niti Tedala, Gebakundu Jungju Chicks, basically offering praise. There's a verbal prostration, verbal prostration. Prostration doesn't mean just physical. There's no prostration is related to the verbal, physical, mental. So the first one is like verbal. Tamula, please read that. Yeah.
I glorify the oceans of excellence with limitless verses of harmonious praise. May these clouds of gentle eulogy constantly ascend to their presence.
Every single stanza in this, Guide to Buddhist Way of Life is so precious. But sometimes some stanzas kind of touch your heart, and just write that down in a piece of paper and use this for meditations. Okay. Don't need to bring entire books. Right now, there's some stanza that you very much like, kind of touch your heart. So use that for meditation a little while. So then when you get bored, so then you can get another one from the book. Okay. Yeah, so now, Lamula, can you read that? So nothing much to explain. So there's like physical prostrations. First one is verbal, so now it's physical.
Verse 24, with bodies as numerous as all the atoms within the universe, I prostrate to all Buddhas of the three times, the Dharma, and the Supreme Community.
So see, like, yeah, it requires some motivations. Of course, it requires some motivation, mindfulness. And now when you look at all of this, creating marriage is not that difficult at all. It's not that difficult. So every day, please make sure every day you do something that have ripple of benefit in the future, many more life in the future. Otherwise, this precious human life, make sure it doesn't slip through your hand by doing nothing, just thinking negative and just solely 100%. There's nothing, there's even no 1% for the future life. 100% is based on this life. I need to rethink. Of course, this life, we have to take care, but using this life as a foundation or ground, do something every day, at least something that have ripple of benefit in future life. Okay, so that's important. One way to loosen up attachment to this life, becoming so attached to this life, how to loosen it up according to Lama Tsongkhapa, three principal aspects of the path to enlightenment. Do something for next life. There's a way to loosen up the grip in this life, just this life. Not very special, even the animal does, it's not very special. Even animals, I think like the way some birds, they build a nest, we cannot probably build. If we have to build that kind of nest, probably takes months. So you see like how like they build sophisticated, they have like, because of the fear of snake, so they make sure they build something that only carry their weight, not more than their weight. So they build like very like everything close up into one small branch, hanging right above the water, right over the water. I've seen this many times. Right over the water, it's not touching the water, right over the water. There's no way a snake can get in. Because one piece of branch, and they built the entire nest, completely sealed up. So they're going up, you can't just go straight. It has to go up and go down there. Like there's like kind of like two layers. So I'm looking at that, like say, can I build this? Probably not, I cannot build. So this is like how you can build. It's built by piece, grass picking up how much energy they took, piece by piece, they build. And they probably need it, like they put like, oh, no school, like no teacher, no school, wow, that's like quite amazing. So they say when it's come down this life, even the bird knows how to build. So it's not just us, it's special. So why we call it special? Because we do something, we can think, we can plan, we can think about our future enlightenment, we can think about our liberation, and we can do something for that. That's why this life is special, special. So important to remember that in daily basis. Okay. So now the postulating to the someone who generated bodhicitta. Chanju simji shinamda Fidanana dacha. Yeah. Please read. Maybe I will read 2 more lines, so then you can read one stanza. So now the second one is like postulating to the teachers and the lineage lama, all of that. Gombo teji lobeta tuju chola chase los. Yeah, one stanza, please.
Verse 25. Likewise, I prostrate to all the reliquaries, to the bases of awakening mind, to all learned abbots and masters, and to all the noble practitioners.
So now the second one is like taking refuge in Buddha-Dhamma Sangha, which is the main entrance in the Buddhist path. Taking refuge in Buddha-Dhamma Sangha, there's the entrance, main gate to Buddhist path. Generating bodhicitta is main gate to Bodhisattva path. Okay, so just for the sake of knowledge. Chanju Nimbo Chijibo Sanjan Namla Chasuji, Choda Chanju Semba is Solang Tishin Chasuji. This is like Mayana refuge. The refuge doesn't have to be Mayana refuge because the Mayana refuge, because the motivations is the motivation. No, Mayana refuge. Okay. Yeah, Lamula now.
Verse 26. I seek refuge in all the Buddhas until I possess the essence of awakening. Likewise, I seek refuge in Dharma and in the assembly of bodhisattvas.
So I think it's good, if we consider ourselves a Buddhist, it's good to have some knowledge what is Buddha, what is Dharma, what is Sangha. It's very important to educate ourselves. Don't just, if somebody says, what is Buddha? Don't just point it to the image of the Buddha. That's not the best explanations. So don't just point it to the image of the Buddha. So the person is asking about what is Buddha. So then you point it to the image of the Buddha. So you can at least intellectually benefit what is Buddha, what is Dharma, what is Sangha. So now there's a special about human. You can learn. You can learn. Somebody learned. Somebody already learned. How come you cannot learn? Same human already learned. So you can learn what is Buddha, what is Dharma, what is Sangha. So then next time somebody asks what is Buddha, you are giving the best form of generosity. You are practicing the best form of generosity, helping that person, explaining what is Buddha. It's not about gender. It's not about gender. First of all, pointing to Shakyamuni Buddha, Shakyamuni Buddha is a male figure, pointing that doesn't really explain the meaning of Buddha. So one kind of enlightened being. So it's not based on the gender, it's based on the mental qualities. So it's good to learn, okay, what is Buddha. So next time when you say, I take refuge in Buddha, you have something to think about. Take refuge in Dharma, you have something to think about. Take refuge in assembly, there you have something to think about, okay? So that's important. So taking refuge. So then, of course, taking refuge can be done with reciting one stanza. The stanza I always recite. That's more like Mahayana refuge. Before the teachings I recite, and you follow, after me. So there's a Mahayana refuge. So there's like whole meditation involved. It's not just repeating the word. Whole meditation involved. What you're thinking in your mind, in your heart, what you're thinking when you're saying the word, you are making commitments that you are going to practice bodhicitta and engage in bodhisattva deed in order to achieve full enlightenment, to liberate all living beings. That kind of intention you already had beginning of the practice. So then you say, Simje Devulamje. So that's more like taking refuge in your future enlightenment. Your future Buddha Dharma Sangha is not just Buddha Dharma Sangha. You are taking refuge in your future Buddha Dharma Sangha. So when you finish this word saying 3 times, 3 times is not mandatory, because why you say 3 times, in my opinion, that's my opinion. In my opinion, first time you probably say, maybe you're just looking around like, second time maybe wondering, then maybe 3rd time you are probably thinking. If you're right from the beginning, if you're thinking and saying, no need to say 3 times, why? No need to say 3 times. You can just say 1 time, because you are there 100% while you're saying it, then no need to say 3 times. Then of course, if you say with the full mindfulness multiple times, more merit. So when you're teaching Dharma, so you say, Geshe means teaching. If you're in the audience, then you say, whatever merit created by listening, whatever merit created by teaching, so there's only difference. And when you do usually your practice, you don't say neither of them. You don't say neither of them. You just say regular one. Neither of you don't have to change. You just say the regular one. And imagine and visualizing practicing bodhicitta, generating bodhicitta, and like engaging in the bodhisattva deed in order to achieve enlightenment, fully enlightenment, to benefit entire living beings. That's the kind of motivation. Then right after that, if you are visualizing something, of course, in order to do refuge practice, you have to visualize. You don't have to, but in order to get the most out of it, it's good to visualize refuge field. So if you already have been visualizing refuge field, so then right after when you're finishing this stanza, taking refuge Buddha Dhamma Sangha, then replica of the enlightened being in Shakyamuni Buddha, image from the body, dissolve into your body, you become instantaneously become Buddha. So now say, when you say Buddha, it doesn't mean like become man or woman, it becomes like enlightened being, enlightened beings. So then the light emit from your body, because you now already become enlightened, then light emit from your body. So the moment that light touch every beings there, you've been visualizing, if you are doing this intensive refuge practice, you've been visualizing your right side mother, the right side father, all the male figure, left side mother, all the female figure, the relative, distant relative, all the behind, in front, the stranger, enemy, you've been visualizing like dirt, so many of them you've been visualizing. And you are not just visualizing, you are leading them to say, leading them to take refuge in Buddha Dhamma Sangha. That's what is happening when you are doing refuge practice. So then after that, the replica, in the refuge field, dissolve into your body, you become enlightened beings instantaneously. Then light emit from their body. Could be white, could be 5-color light, doesn't matter. Typically 5-color light emit. The moment that light touch all these beings instantaneously, they all become enlightened. Then you rejoice because some very important practice has been done. So then you visualize, so then you rejoice, That's how the in the practice, that's how it's been done, so Semje Debulamje, generating bodhicitta based on your future enlightened, future Buddha Dhamma Sangha. Oh, so that's how it's been done, okay. Today, so, so now this actual like purification is begin, actual purification is begin. What we are doing, how we're doing the time. Or maybe next Wednesday. So then now offering, all the offering and the postration offering is completely now done. So next Wednesday we'll begin with the actual purifications and say what Master Shanti Deva is saying about we can, even though we make mistake, we can become better, not just better. Possibility is always there. Since from beginning this time to till now, opportunity is already there to become enlightened, but somehow didn't get enlightened. But this life, you recognize, oh, there's possibility is there, so I have to put some effort and motivate myself to become enlightened. So that's what we're going to learn next Wednesday. So we don't have to live our life with the bad feeling caused by a mistake created by one of the draws, body, speech, and mind. So we don't have to live with that. We can become liberated from that feeling. Not just liberated, we can fully shine, become enlightenment, okay? So that's next Wednesday. So then, Lamula, you already read the stanza? Or?
Yes, Geshe, I read all the stanzas for the
Somehow, you created the karma to make connection with Mother Shanti Deva's teaching, one of Mother Shanti Deva's best teachings, Guide to Buddhist Way of Life. So that karma will again create it, or will continuously create in the future. So something to rejoice, okay? Oh yeah, so then with that, Amula will do short dedications and thank you for coming and for the class and have a wonderful night and see you next Wednesday.
Gewadi nu duda lama sange tubune do chi kyamalupa te isala ge pasho Janchu Sencho Rinpoche, Ma ke panan ke gyuchi, ke wanyam pa me payang, gone gondu pawa sho. Jampo pawo jita ken padang, kudu sampo de yonde shinte, de da kungi jesu lab lochu, ge wadita tanche rab tungo. Dusun shepe gewa tanche ki, ngawa gano chotu ngapa de, Dashe gewe tawe di kunkang, zampo chuchurap tu ngawagi. Dagi jine sampe gewa di, tenda dowa kunla gampedang, kepa jetsun lo sanda pai, tempe impo rindu selje sho. Gandira we korwe jinkamdi, pendandewa malu jingwene, Chene sigwan tenzin gyatsoi, jape site badu tengyo chi. Jonu iya nala wang jotu, awatare tembara sopa, losangewe deton lek pelsho, shosho gengyo lama sowa de. Tupsu chanji jangen gewe, tenzin kirpewe, Kunze dok po tse, choksum kurwe legmen to do. Padok so du sheken du shop ten show. Taritu re so ha. 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 Taritu re so ha.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful night. If you have any question, please send it to Donasi. So then maybe next Wednesday, if there's any question, Donasi, just let me know. Beginning of the class. Okay. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you, Geshe.
Thank you, Geshe-la.
Thank you, Geshe-la.
Thank you,
Thank
Lola.
you, Rama. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.